let's look at the fire cards that I think are cool from Grimm and Alice combined. I'm really happy to be doing this because it's nice when you try to do something and it doesn't work, and then you're like, man, I tried to do that, I bought the packs, I cracked them, I started doing them, I looked at the cards, put them into decks, nothing worked. And that was my Grimm only attempt at a cube. I'm gonna say like 3 years back. I forget when I did it. I'm not even sure I made any videos for my channel. So Millennia of Ages is a set that I like. I think it was not packaged correctly. It should have had more cards and 5 rulers, just like Moon Priest Returns. It should have never been just 50 cards. They should have roped in a bunch of cards from Valhalla English edition that never got sold in the US. I think they did a few, but they could have done a lot more. Lost opportunity really hurt the game and hurt these cards like Susanoo. It's got haste, swiftness, that's fantastic. It's a 6 1200, very solid. Pierce, which I believe means that it's the same as trample in Magic, so it's got trample and haste. That's pretty good. The continues, if your opponent controls a dragon, you only drop this for 3. That's great, because in this game, dragons are your big flyers often, so that's going to happen, and in this cube it's going to happen a lot, because I happen to love dragons, and you know, you better believe that I'm going to have a lot of decks with Guivers. I just will, alright? So Susanoo, in any one of these decks that it has a fire attribute that can play it, which is going to be a lot of them, because with the will being so easy, it's easy to pull a 3 will deck. So yeah, it's going to get played. You may add a card name this, Ameno Habakiri, from your hand to this card. Boom, so you equip it. What does it do? Gives it 400. That's sick. Whenever added resonator deals damage to a resonator your opponent controls, this card deals that much damage to that resonator's controller. So it basically has trample also. So look at that. You're going to have a 1600. That's pretty brutal, friends. That is fantastic. Okay? And then it's an enter ability, but it's going to stay there until somebody whacks it. This card deals damage equal to its attack to target resonator your opponent controls when it enters. So you get a free 1200 hit. Then you equip it. It's got 1600. Then it's got swiftness. I mean, what is not to like about this dude? What's not to like? That's fantastic. Alright. Then we have Guild Array, the Golden Dragon from CMF. I have not pulled this card. This is from my stash. It's a flyer, 800, 1200, 6-drop with haste, flying haste. That's fantastic. It gains 200 on the attack for each of your fire magic stones. So this is a little red Riding Hood. All on red, all on fire. Just like hit hard, dude. Yeah. I mean, you drop it. If you dropped it for 6, it's going to get 1200. So it's going to be 1200. When this card is destroyed, you may banish 3 of your fire magic stones. That's pretty bad. But then you get to bring it back. Late game, I would do it. Why not? Beautiful card. Got reprinted in Vingolf 1. This card deals X damage to target J Resonator, where X is the damage it dealt this turn. Yeah, so your opponent hits for 600, boom, you hit the Resonator for 600. You take it out. Yeah, good. A Dragon, 4, 800, 800, very low power. I don't know if the word is very low power, but it's from this era, so yeah, 200 per will, instead of like 250 or 300, which you see a lot more in the more recent sets. Flyer, haste. Yeah, nice. I want to abuse this card so bad. Okay, it's from SKL, from Seven Kings. Phantom of Primogenitor, 5-drop. You may put a Resonator from your hand into your field. So you put this down, and you better have something that's more than 5, because otherwise, like for example, say your opponent does not have a dragon and you have a Susanoo, it would only cost you 5 instead of 6. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, if I was to look for big dudes, that's a 5-drop, doesn't gain you anything. Can we haul? Yeah, that's a 6-drop. Yeah. I think in the first 2 clusters there really aren't that many super abusive cards like that. But overall in the game, long term, I think this card is always going to be good. I mean, there has to be like a 7-drop or 8-drop somewhere out there, and I would drop it with it. Rock Egg cannot attack 0-200, so it's a wall. When it's put into the graveyard from your field, search your main deck for a fire resonator. That resonator usually is going to be Guinevere. So this is part of the Rock Egg with Guinevere combo. Reveal it, put it into your hand. Yeah, this is a way to get a Guinevere. You got to have a way of whacking it because it cannot attack your block. So really, your opponent will be like, oh my god, there he puts his Rock Egg. Yeah, okay, that's good. I like that. Needs no introduction. Tap it. Banish a resonator, draw 2 cards, and discard a card. So actually, you can banish your Rock Egg, but banishing it is not going to put it in the graveyard. You don't want to do that. Red and tap it. Target resonator you control gets 400/400. This thing is only 200/400, but it's a 1-drop. It's not bad, but you want to do this, and even though you're going to banish it. Yeah, you're going to banish it. That's fine. Then Wormhole. Enters your field, put a resonator from your hand onto your field. Swiftness, so you're going to hit it and then banish it. It's a 1-hit deal, 5-drop. You really want to do this with something very big. Okay, but it gains swiftness, that's very nice. And then 1x tap, put a resonator with total X cost. So later on you can do the trick with other resonators. But in that case, you don't banish them. Yeah, you pay a little tax to give your resonator swiftness, but they don't get banished, which is good. Thunder for one hit 500 in the face to a resonator. Split Heaven and Earth. These are some of my favorite cards, by the way. So much nostalgia in these cards from years ago when I cracked them. Yeah, lots of nostalgia there. Deals 300 damage to each player for each special magic stone. Yeah, this card penalizes dual stones, like the ones that I was just showing. Yeah, so if your opponent has 6 special stones, okay, 6 special stones on the board, this thing deals 1800 damage. Yes, crazy. Ghost form, and it's not banned. I don't believe it's banned. Very good card, in my opinion. As if I knew what I was talking about. 300 damage to target player or resonator. For 1, I just wanted to highlight that Moa has interesting, good cards. I mean, I don't think Millennia of Ages is a terrible set. It just only has 50 cards. That's the biggest problem. And no rulers. And it was overprinted. Yes. Yes, it was. Alright. Deals 100 damage to target resonator for each card in your removed area. This is great for Alice because you're playing the game of banishing resonators. Yeah, or if somebody's banished a lot of your resonators, you can actually use that to your advantage with this card. I like that. Normal spell you control will deal damage. It deals damage plus 200 instead. It's a small hit. Magic has many cards like this one. Well, Magic has many cards, of course. I can say that about anything. But yes, that is really nice. It's a little ping, 200 here, 200 there, 200 here, 200 there. I think it would add up in a game. So there's the red toolkit, and I'll end the video by putting on top Susanoo and his blade. Yeah, let's do that. I want to crack some more Millennia of Ages. I've got 2 packs on the way, and later on, like in May or June, July, when I have more money, I am going to crack more Millennia of Ages. I'm itching to crack more Millennia of Ages. It's a cheap box. It's going to be cheap for the next 3,000 years.